Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Poeja Naula Nafka Nafisa. In this video, I will present my book review of The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. So, this book talks about how we can live more peacefully by changing the way we deal with other people and stressful situations. But before that, let me tell you about Mel Robbins' background. Mel Robbins wrote this book based on her own life experience. She went through difficult times in her life and realized that most of her stress came from trying to control people and situations that were actually outside her control. From this experience, she created two main ideas. The first one is let them, and the second is let me. Okay, let's move on to summary of this book. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins explains how to live with less stress by letting go of control over others. This book introduced Let Them, like I said, which means allowing people to act and think freely, and Let Me, which means focusing on our own responses and choices. Overall, this book encourages readers to build healthy boundaries, manage emotions, and focus on self growth instead of trying to control others. What I like about the book has the main idea is simple and easy to remember, and the concept is also practical for daily life situation. The examples feels realistic and relatable, and it also encourages emotional maturity and self-control. What I don't like about the book, sometimes some explanations feel repetitive. The theory can seem too general for serious problem, and there are limited detailed case studies. If I were the author, I would add more real-life stories and examples. I would include reflection, question for or exercises. I would explain how to apply the theory in complex relationships. But after reading this book, I started to apply let them theory uh, in different parts of my life. For example, in my family, there were times when I felt frustrated because some family did not follow my advice. Before, I often tried to explain again and again, hoping they would change. But after reading this book, I practiced let them by allowing them to make their own decision, and let me by keeping my emotion calm and respecting my own boundaries. This helped reduce tension in my family relationship. And the second example is that in my personal relationship, I experienced a situation where my partner did not listen to my advice and chose to play game instead of focusing on his responsibilities. At first, I felt disappointed, of course, but however, I applied let them by allowing him to make his own choice and let me by not letting his action control my emotion. This helped me stay calm and focus on myself rather than staying angry. Through those experiences, I learned that let them theory is not about being passive but about protecting our peace and emotional well-being. I would recommend this book to people who often feel stressed, overthink, or struggling with boundaries. This book is especially useful for students and young adults who want to improve emotional control and self-confidence. In conclusion, the Let Them theory teaches us to let others be themselves and to take responsibility for our reaction. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.